Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, June 13th, 2021. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new, please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com and also check out my business page on Facebook under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. I would appreciate it so much. And for those of you coming back, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your suggestions, all of your referrals. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all so much. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful day. This podcast, if you've noticed, is coming to you a little bit late on this Sunday. It's a slow start to the day for me. I needed perhaps a little bit more coffee than usual this morning, but I'm very glad that you're listening and that you're joining me no matter when you may be listening to this, because if you're listening to this on YouTube, you may be doing this in the middle of the night at some point, and I do appreciate it so very much. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, please be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And please also, when I say share, please let everyone know about this channel if you feel it would be a positive addition to their lives and would in some way inspire them or help them. It would mean so much to me, and it's really the reason I do this. So please, yes, spread it around if you would. Thank you. So I'm a little bit, what do I want to talk about today with my topic? Well, I feel like last week when I was talking about storms turning into rainbows and pot of gold, so I feel like life's still continuing like that, to be honest. I feel like it's still ongoing. So that left me a little bit stuck on what to talk about new, because I'm kind of still in the same place. However, I was thinking this morning about the time of year that we're in, the time of year of acknowledging our graduates and giving out awards and celebrations, weddings, graduations, proms. And there's been some discussion recently that I've heard about, why it's so important nowadays to go make more of an effort, I want to say. I'm not finding my words eloquently, but to step out in a new and different way, an expanded way of making sure that every child is acknowledged in some way, that we're honored in every way. When I was younger, many moons ago, there was a couple awards given out, and it wasn't at all like it is today, where there's more participation trophies and making everyone feel included. So I was thinking about that this morning, because sometimes it's questioned by those who are older, like why is it the way it is today, and why isn't it the way it was when I was younger? And it's so important to know, I have the answer actually. It's so important to know and understand that we actually are in a different time. It's not, it's honestly not about an overreaction or I want to say a reaction to cancel culture or and I'm not finding my words. It's not really a reaction to that. It's I think I too sometimes wonder, do we take a step more than we need to? But I understand. You see, 50 years ago, there were songs on the radio that spoke about the coming of the age of Aquarius. We're on the edge. And celebrating that. Well, today we're even closer. So what does this age mean? Well, I don't think routinely about age, about horoscopes and numerology and that type of thing. I tend to be I tend to be more about energy, the energy of the universe, the energy we're all made of, the soul, basics. So I don't really get into those horoscope signs too much. I don't really get into Mercury retrograde too much. I tend to keep my life as simple as possible because, not to say it's not involved, I'm not an expert. I just feel like I don't like to look for an issue. I don't like to look for a reason why things might be a little bit disruptive. I concentrate on my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own words, because I know that we all design our life. So I'm concentrating on what I'm putting out and not on the moons and the tides and, the signs and all of that. Though, of course, I would imagine it would be involved. But this energy that I speak of, that some know of as an age of Aquarius, is really what I like to talk about. How I like to put it is, it's really heaven coming to earth. It's a higher energy. And it's been trying to come for quite a while. And it's really trying hard to land. But it's not religious. It's not religious in that one day you wake up and it's here and a figure has arrived out of the sky and you won't know the hour and everything has changed and some are staying on this earth energy and some are not. It's not quite what I'm speaking of. It is a lighter energy. It's a oneness energy. It's an inclusive energy. It's an immeasurable state of love, peace, and harmony energy. And it cannot land on this earth until what is on this earth is healed within us and within the oneness of us. So this time that we're in, where we understand that we want children to feel included, that we want them to feel good, that we want them to have a solid foundation for their lives. And that maybe that means we give a little bit more words out, that we go a little bit extra mile for them. We know it's important because the more healed they are, the more healed the earth is. And is it such a big deal to hand them an extra card at their graduation? Or a 3rd place trophy? Or a 5th place trophy? Or a trophy just for showing up? I believe those who are older, or not even older actually, we're comfortable on what we know. We're comfortable on what we've experienced, and we get in our comfort zones. But that doesn't mean our comfort zones or what is best. It just means it's comfortable. It is said, what you want is outside your comfort zone. That's very true. Because in our comfort zones are often our bad habits. The things we do on autopilot that we do every day, whether it's good for us or not. Our drinking habits, our eating habits, going to the job we don't like. Our thoughts, our feelings, our words. They're very much often just playing like a record over and over and over, again, like a marathon, over and over and over again. But is that really good? May want to change the recording. So acknowledging a little bit more and stepping out and acknowledging gender fluidity and engaging in different bathroom practices, that is not meant to bring immorality or loosen anything among us. It is only meant to engage and to strengthen the oneness. The oneness. All must feel included. All must be honored for who they are. And we're all work in construction. We're all work in progress. And who we are today may be different than who we shall be tomorrow. But it really comes from a place of love. And figuring out day to day, moment to moment, how to love each other. And sometimes that means having to see and feel things that are outside your comfort zone. What I've learned is that we are never in another story. Never in another story. When those, and I'm about to say something that may be a bit controversial, but so important to say. Some of the discussions we're having, just in this country that I'm in, is about the reality of systematic racism. And just yesterday, there were a whole group of people that said, that does not exist. We do not have a racist system. It is not the story of our country. It is not your story. It is not yours, but it does not mean it is not someone else's. How wonderful would it be if we could step into our other shoes? We could step into somebody else's shoes for just a moment. I actually would love that. If heaven came to me right now and asked me, what wish would you have that you feel would help the earth? I would say, can you give them just a few minutes in somebody else's shoes? Judgment would go right out the door. It would go right out the door. Because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just be grateful you haven't experienced it. But don't get defensive if somebody else has. Everyone has the right to their feelings, to their experience. Just because it isn't yours doesn't mean that someone else shouldn't have theirs. So we're at a time right now where we're trying to correct the pains of the past. And it's very confusing. It can be. When you find out that what you were taught in school was not all the truth. It was what someone wanted you to know. But now it's coming up. We're finding out about all the evils, all the bumps, all the growth that we've been going through. And this is so important. This is such a blessing, because it means that we can now correct it. We can heal it. We can become better individually and as a whole. And if you cannot understand, if it is not your story, can you send another person love? Just send them love within your body and within your mind, and you do not have to do any more. Love fixes everything. It is the ultimate cure. It's the only cure, actually. And believe me, I am human. I am so human. I understand sometimes it is hard to love. It is very hard to be loving sometimes. We all have moments when we're tired, when we're uncomfortable, when we're stretched, when we're stressed, and our highest angel doesn't come out. Those, though, who are the least lovable need the most love. And it can be incredibly hard to give it to them. But any amount of effort, any amount of trying will have amazing results. But can you have a bad day or two? Absolutely. But then get back in it. Try to send them whatever you can muster up. Now, that doesn't mean that you settle, fix, try to save. It just means that you try to understand and accept that you may not be within their story, within their body, living their first person story. But you can try to find something, some way to send them understanding and love. So for many, but not the majority, for many though, it is a very confusing time. There is change all around. Things are being done differently. It's outside the comfort zone. And maybe it's happening more quickly or too quickly. If it had been a little bit more subtle, a little bit more time involved, maybe it would have been easier. But there is a purpose. There is a purpose. There's ever to be more corrections and more adjustments. But remember, during this time, just try to fasten your seatbelt, be in the moment, and try to understand that the whole purpose of any changes and different ways of doing things is to foster, birth, multiply, and reside in love, now and into the future. I've managed to stand apart recently, thankfully, from some of the more extended ways of reacting to these times. And what I mean by that is I'm finding my words more carefully right now. There are some among you that love your guns and want to hold on to them. And some, rightfully or not rightfully, live in fear or feel you must protect yourself. And you are scared of losing them, or you feel they are your right. And I have to say still today, we've had 267 mass shootings as of this moment this year. Because of the fear of change. Because of a reaction to a need for healing within. That healing that needs to happen, that is trying to come out. And I used to be much more triggered or infuriated by the love of violence. But now I can stand back and understand that eventually all weapons will be laid down. There will not need to be a love in this manner. And I don't know the day or the hour when that might happen. But in an energy when no one wants to harm another, there is no need for weapons. Peace on earth. At some point, no one will want to have it. And if you are one today that is still in that great state of love, you cannot imagine that coming anytime soon. But it is inevitable. And it is organic and natural and does not happen through force. You will want to lay them down. And I know that time is coming. So I can step back, try to stay safe, and let everyone be who they are. I do look forward, though, to living in a country where I don't have to fear going to the store. What a wondrous day that will be. We are coming to a time of living in peace. And so when you inside yourself feel rage, confusion, think there's much ado about nothing going on, think there are people out to get you, whatever. I didn't mean to say whatever so obnoxiously. Sorry. Whatever emotion you're honestly feeling inside during this time, among any of those I just mentioned, take a moment and remember that there is a change in the energy of this earth. And what is revealed must be healed. And what is love must be magnified. Love yourself. Love your neighbor as you wish for your neighbor to love you. Don't name call. Don't believe lies. Don't welcome drama. Get out in nature in your bare feet. Eat well. Laugh. Regenerate your spirit whenever necessary. Show this earth energy that you are ready for a greater time. In that new energy, all is healed. Your body, your mind, your spirit. We cannot heal if we are angry, if we are scared, if we are worried, if we are stressed. We can only heal from a place of love. We can only prosper from a place of love. We can only receive love if we are able to give it. And it's always rewarded. It's always rewarded. And I feel there's more than one of us that's going through a time where we're strong in faith. We are visualizing, we're manifesting, creating. And yet we are challenged. But that's part of getting to the next chapter, the next level. It is very much a boot camp at times, this earth, isn't it? So yes, I had a week that rolled over to the next. But what I do is I look up, even though I know they're right around me, my helpers. I look up and I say, I may not understand what you're doing, but I hold my faith strong. I know you hear me. I know I am creating. I know it's all getting better. The physical is always last. Energy-wise, everything I'm creating is already done. And then soon enough, some miraculous moment will happen for me. And I will go, there it is. I was right to hold out again. Hold out. You are loved. You are heard. You are being helped. You are understood. You are sometimes carried. Know that. And then love yourself and love all others in that same way. And the world will soar to a much better place sooner. I think a lot of you know that these changes are happening quickly, which is why there's so much fear, so much acting out, so much crankiness sometimes. But it will be okay. It's worth the journey. Wouldn't it be nice not to have to live in fear? To just be able to smile. To live your ideal life. This is all coming. This is all in your hands. Center yourself in the spirit of you. Take good care of yourself. And remember, always love those who need it the most. Because when you do so, you are entertaining angels in human skin. Remember that. It's so very important. Thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful Sunday. I hope today you experience many blessings and you have a whole week of blessings. And if you have a topic that you would like me to talk about, please suggest. Feel free to email me at serenitiharbor@verizon.net. Also, most of my services are available not only in person, but also via Zoom and telephone. So check out my website at lisahop.com. And again, as always, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you, and have a blessed day.